What if everything you've ever known was just code? Imagine a universe built not on atoms and quarks, but on ones and zeros. Every laugh, every tear, every star in the night sky, merely a product of intricate algorithms. This isn't science fiction, at least not entirely. It's a question that has captivated philosophers and scientists alike, sparking a debate about the very fabric of our existence. We live in a world increasingly governed by technology. Computers have become extensions of ourselves, seamlessly weaving into the tapestry of our lives. We create virtual worlds within our devices, immersive realities indistinguishable from the physical world to the digital inhabitants we design. But what if we ourselves are those digital inhabitants, our reality nothing more than lines of code in some grand cosmic computer? The idea might seem outlandish at first glance, but what if the evidence, however subtle, pointed towards this unsettling truth? What if the universe we perceive as real is simply the most sophisticated simulation ever created? Let's journey down the rabbit hole and explore the possibility that we are living in a simulated universe. Swedish philosopher Nick Bostrom threw down the gauntlet with his groundbreaking simulation argument. This thought experiment, though not offering definitive proof, lays out a compelling case for why we might be living in a simulation. Bostrom's argument hinges on three possibilities. First, civilizations like ours might not survive long enough to reach a point where they can create such sophisticated simulations. Perhaps self-destruction or cosmic events curtail technological advancement. Second, even if civilizations reach that point, they might not be interested in running simulations. The resources and ethical implications could be deterrents. However, and this is where things get interesting, the third possibility suggests that if civilizations reach that technological zenith and interested in running simulations, then the number of simulated universes would vastly outweigh the number of real ones. It's a numbers game. If countless simulations exist, the chances of us being in the original, non-simulated universe become astronomically small. Think of it this way. If we can create incredibly realistic video games today, imagine what future civilizations, millions of years more advanced, could achieve. Their simulations could be so complex, so detailed, that the simulated beings within them, that's us, would be completely unaware of their true nature. Bostrom's argument is a probability game, and the odds, he argues, are stacked in favor of simulation. What if our universe isn't as seamless as it appears? Quantum physics, the study of the very small, is a realm where the bizarre is commonplace. Here, particles can exist in multiple states at once, information seemingly travels faster than light, and the act of observation influences the observed. These counterintuitive phenomena, while well established, continue to baffle physicists. Could they, however, be hints of a deeper digital reality? Some physicists propose that the universe might be pixelated at the Planck scale, the smallest possible unit of measurement. Just like a high-resolution image appears smooth from a distance, our reality might be composed of tiny, discrete units of information. This pixelation would be far too small to detect with current technology, but its existence could explain some of the strange behaviors observed in the quantum realm. Furthermore, the phenomenon of quantum entanglement, where two particles remain linked regardless of distance, could be interpreted as evidence of a shared code. If our universe is a simulation, these entangled particles might be accessing and manipulating the same underlying data, resulting in their seemingly impossible connection. These are just tantalizing hints, but they raise the question, could the strangeness of quantum mechanics be the signature of a cosmic programmer? The idea of a simulated reality isn't entirely new. Centuries ago, the Greek philosopher Plato presented his famous allegory of the cave. Imagine prisoners chained in a cave, their only reality the shadows cast on the wall by objects passing in front of a fire. They mistake the shadows for reality, unaware of the true nature of the world outside the cave. Plato's allegory, though intended as a metaphor for enlightenment, resonates with the simulation hypothesis. Are we, like the prisoners in the cave, mistaking a fabricated reality for the true one? Could there be a greater reality beyond our perception, one we are fundamentally unequipped to comprehend? Then there's solipsism, the philosophical idea that only one's own mind is sure to exist. This line of thinking suggests that the external world, including other people, could be figments of our imagination. While an unsettling thought, it highlights the inherent limitations of our perception. If we can't be sure of the external world's independent existence, how can we rule out the possibility that it's a meticulously crafted illusion? If our universe is a simulation, who are the architects? One possibility points towards advanced civilizations, beings with technological prowess far exceeding our own. These hypothetical beings might have created our universe as a grand experiment, a historical simulation, or even just for entertainment. Imagine a civilization capable of harnessing the power of stars, their understanding of physics and computation surpassing our wildest dreams. Creating a universe within a computer, while seemingly impossible to us, might be as simple as writing a complex piece of software to them. The motivations for such an endeavor are endless. Perhaps they seek to understand their own origins, running simulations of their past to unravel cosmic mysteries. Or maybe, driven by curiosity, they observe our simulated lives as a form of grand, interactive entertainment. The possibilities, while purely speculative, are as vast as the universe itself. Section 6. The unknowable self-consciousness in a simulated world. The possibility of a simulated universe raises profound questions about consciousness. If our thoughts, emotions, and experiences are merely lines of code, what does it mean to be conscious? Is simulated consciousness any less real than organic consciousness? Some argue that consciousness is an emergent property, arising from the complex interactions of information, regardless of its physical substrate. Just as a computer program can exhibit complex behavior, even mimicking human-like responses, perhaps consciousness emerges when a certain level of complexity is reached, whether in a biological brain or a sophisticated simulation. If this is true, then our simulated consciousness is just as valid, just as real, as any other form. We experience joy, love, sorrow, and wonder, just like any other sentient being. The fact that our reality might be simulated doesn't diminish these experiences, it simply reframes them in a new, perhaps unsettling light. Section 7. The illusion of choice, free will, in the digital tapestry. The idea of a pre-programmed reality challenges our deeply held notions of free will. If our actions are predetermined by lines of code, are we truly in control of our choices? Does free will even exist in a simulated universe? This is where the nature of the simulation becomes crucial. If our universe is deterministic, meaning every event is preordained by the initial conditions of the simulation, then free will might be nothing more than an illusion. Our choices, while feeling real, would simply be the unfolding of a pre-scripted narrative. However, if the simulation allows for randomness, introducing elements of chance and uncertainty, then free will might still be possible. Our choices, while perhaps influenced by the parameters of the simulation, could still hold genuine agency. The question of free will in a simulated universe remains a philosophical puzzle, one without easy answers. Section 8. Beyond the Veil. What does it mean to exist in a simulation? The implications of living in a simulated universe are profound. Does it diminish the meaning of our lives knowing that our reality might be a carefully constructed illusion? Or does it perhaps offer a new perspective on our place in the cosmos? If our creators are benevolent, they might have designed the simulation to foster growth, creativity, and understanding. Our experiences, though simulated, would still hold value, contributing to some grander purpose. However, if the simulation is less about our well-being and more about their entertainment or experimentation, our existence might take on a more unsettling tone. Regardless of the motives behind our simulated existence, the fundamental questions remain. What is the nature of consciousness? What is the meaning of life? These questions, while amplified by the simulation hypothesis, are ultimately timeless, transcending the boundaries of our perceived reality. Section 9. Embracing the mystery, living with the unanswerable. The simulation hypothesis, while compelling, might forever remain in the realm of speculation. We may never know for sure if our universe is real or simulated, and perhaps that's okay. The true value of this thought experiment lies not in finding definitive answers but in the questions it forces us to confront. It compels us to examine our assumptions about reality, to question the nature of our existence, and to ponder the limits of our knowledge. In the grand tapestry of the cosmos, we are but a small thread, yet our capacity for wonder and exploration knows no bounds. So let us embrace the mystery, for it is in the unknown that we truly discover who we are. As we continue to explore the universe, both within and beyond ourselves, we may find that the line between reality and simulation is far blurrier than we ever imagined. And perhaps, in the end, it is not the answer that matters but the journey itself.